You'll see now this week as we move in to John chapter 6, and I have to tell you in a daunting way that we are going to do all of John chapter 6 this morning. Here's why. Number one, God said so. And number two is in order to understand the big picture. And as I said to you last week, I pray that you will see the forest and not get caught up in a single tree. In order to see the fullness of what God is telling us, I believe in this time that we need to step back and see it in its totality. Beginning 2 weeks ago, that as we came into chapter 5, that you'll now see a series of events where we go from the contrast to direct conflict. Well, in chapter 6, as we take a step back and we look at it in its totality, you'll see this continuing. Note how, as we close chapter 5, Jesus brings to them their faith and their trust in Moses. This is going to be key because as we transition into chapter 6, let me just give you some of the typical ways of looking at chapter 6. Oh, that's where in the beginning he feeds the 5,000. That's correct. Oh, that's where Jesus walks on the water in the middle. That's correct. Oh, that's the bread of life discourse or the sermon. That's correct. Oh, that's where some of his disciples kind of fall away. That's correct. I would dare say that most of us have grown and been exposed to our biblical understanding through those pieces. I want to show you this morning why it's important that we take it in its entirety. For you see, John 6 is truly a continuation of John 5. And the point that God is making through John as he continues to share the story of Jesus with us is profound. You see, what we could all recognize in John 5 and say, oh yeah, those bad religious leaders. Oh, look at those hypocrites. Those were clearly bad. Boy, Jesus really put them in their place. Friends, I'm going to tell you, he's about to step into the church and he's going to get personal. Because the confrontation and the conflict in John 5 that happened with the religious leaders is about to happen with the religious lookers. Those that come and play church, those that put on the exterior but are hollow on the interior side. And I pray that as we pull this together this morning, that you and I will walk away with a new and better understanding of exactly what God is saying. The truths of those pieces are there, but the impact and the point is made in their totality. As you watch John chapter 6, we will see again, the context is a miracle. The conversation is again denial. The commentary again will be Jesus showing up and making it very clear that he will not haggle and that there is no compromise in this Christ.